So, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. We acknowledge the traditional owners of Australia and pay our respect to their elders, past and present. And we've just had a little bit of a discussion uh, before we started the lesson on the power of being creative and a means and way in which, when we do begin to start seeing things creatively, we can have moments of joy and moments of pleasure, and we're able to just be able to be a little bit less stressed in our lives. And I think this particular topic that we're about to look into might just maybe help some people at the moment, um, just to have that chance to be in the moment of being creative. And as we've just said, when that does happen, sometimes hours will pass and we become really quite involved in what we're doing, and our life seems a little bit less hectic and chaotic. So Parameter's asked me to help today, so I'm more than happy. She's been very busy, and I know you're all pretty busy at the moment as well, and there's lots of things going on in people's lives. So I just wanted to share with you this opportunity to do something creative. So it's a very simple task, and it comes from a key idea or a main idea called simple pleasures. Um, so what we're trying to do here today, I don't know if you can see the screen. I'll just explain something very briefly to you so I'm not talking all the time, because we're going to have a bit of a share in a minute. Um, some of the simple pleasures I have in life are sitting down to a meal with my family, or taking photographs, or writing something, or drawing a picture. Uh, just something, a moment of reflection, just where I basically step out of the real craziness of the world, and it's my time. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk about hello to everybody. We're going to talk about you all becoming creative in a way where you're sending a message with images or pictures that you collect. And it'll be related back to what I'm about to say. When you have watched a film, when you have listened to music, when you have drawn a picture, when you have read a poem, whenever you have been to the theatre, if you've been that lucky, or even listened to an orchestra or a musician or any of those particular performances, you have inside of you, something happens. You have a response, you have a feeling. Um, it might be, you feel a sense of happiness or joy, or you might think, that was a really sad film that I just watched, or that piece of music really moved me. So it gives you some kind of response within you, some feeling, a feeling that you might have. So I'm just going to get you to have a quick look um, at this PowerPoint, and we're going to have a look so you've got an idea. I want you to think about those feelings that you had when you might have been part of any of the arts forms. You might have been an audience of something. It might have even been your child's performance at school, or it might have been your mother reading to you, or your father reading a poem, or it might have been anything like that. So the aim of this whole lesson is for you to be creative. So you're going to be able to use your creative skills and your talents. And I've seen all of you have them, every single one of you. You're very talented. So you're going to create a poster that basically showing someone who looks at your poster, what you feel when you are being entertained by something, when you are being a part of an audience. So I'm going to ask somebody what they might have felt, what was maybe their most favorite film or their most favorite song or their most favorite poem, how they felt after, and how would you maybe try and put those feelings into a small poster? Because the poster is going to be put into a competition with the Fringe. And some of you are very familiar with the Fringe. And the Fringe is having this competition, and you have the opportunity to enter your poster of how you feel when you're entertained by any kind of art, theatre, music, anything like that. Okay, so we might start with Rosina. Rosina, are you there? Can you unmute yourself and tell me if you understand what I'm talking about? Is there any moment where you might have felt a certain emotion or feeling when you saw a film or read a book or saw a painting? Are you there, Rosina? I don't think Rosina's there. Let's try Tamana. Tamana, I know you're there. Can you unmute yourself and explain to me how you felt when you have been part of an audience for something you've watched or seen? Nobody's able to talk. Are you there, Paramita?
Yes, I'm just surprised why everyone's gone so silent. Maybe they're thinking.
Am I talking too much?
No, they're thinking. They are
They're thinking.
very
I'll give you a
creative
minute.
people. They're thinking that those
May
good
I talk, ma'am?
qualities. Yes, Nigarin, go ahead.
Oh, thank
Good evening, ma'am.
you.
I was a bit late, that's why I was not understanding the question. So you're asking
Yeah.
if we have been any time the audience of any movie or reading a poem or any
Yes.
book. So for me, if
Yes.
like I'm very, I don't know, maybe uh, I should say kind, or maybe I'm very soft-hearted. When I watch any emotional movies, even I have cried as well for the movies. And when I read a novel, when it is very interesting, or maybe it is like having emotional, like I have read the Splendid Sun, Thousand of the Splendid Sun, written by Khalid Hosseini. That was a story of our
Yes.
Afghan girl. So it was very
Yes.
emotional and it was very heartbreaking for me. So I have even cried
Yes.
in that as well. So it is somehow, it does. How should I say, it does bring the emotion in us whenever we read any book or wherever something which is having any emotions. Of course, it is attached to our heart or to our even mind. Our mind gets, disturbed by watching such, brutal or maybe any
Mm.
violent or any domestic movies that they are. Especially, I'm very much, ma'am, emotional. Even when I see people doing or reacting in front of me or being so unjust in front of me, I start, poking them. I start reacting and I start, overreacting is sometimes for me. That is not a good habit as well for me, but, I cannot control myself, ma'am. I'm very that type of person.
That's
So
okay.
people
That's
get
fine. It
mind.
means it means you're passionate, Nigarin. That's lovely. Thank you so much for contributing. So yeah, that's a really great example of how certain kinds of things that we might see or read or listen to, we have emotional responses because we have empathy. We understand maybe how what might be going on in a story. We have a connection. All right. So if anyone else wants to add to that, Nigar, that I think that really said to me that maybe you understand what's going on. I hope everybody understands what we're actually going to do, because what we're actually, I'll go forward, Paramita. I've got something blocking my screen at the moment. Anyway, so the aim is what we're going to do is we're going to try and think about those feelings that Nigarin just talked about. It might have been happiness. It might have been sadness. Any kind of experience that we get from artworks, theatre, writing, any kind of entertainment. So we have human responses because we're human beings. And it's a very powerful thing that we want to get you to show us in a poster. So can we go to the next slide, please, Paramita?
Yeah. And Miss Lily, as you said in our first slide, the simple pleasures, it's all about they're inviting us to think of our simple pleasure. What could be our simple pleasure? So that is the main theme of the, as you said here on your first slide. So is this where you want me to stop? Purpose of posters?
So why do we have to put those feelings onto a poster? That's probably a question you might be asking. It's not a hard thing to do. It can just be a drawing that maybe shows a whole lot of emotions. It might be a symbol. You know, the symbol of peace. We know that that means so many things to so many different people, but we all understand what the symbol of peace looks like. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to put our ideas into visual images and pictures about how we feel about some of our simple pleasures in life when we are entertained. I know, like Nigaran said, that we are human beings, and we are very responsive to so many situations. But if you haven't seen a film lately, or you haven't read a poem, or you haven't read a book, that's okay. It might just be, what is your simple pleasure? What is it, something that is the most simplest thing to you that gives you so much joy? It might be having a cup of tea and looking out your window in the morning. It might be seeing the smile on your child's face. It might be a simple thing like making food for your family. It might be making something. Like, it could be anything that you feel good in your day, even if it's for yourself. So think about how you're going to show that in a picture, in an image, in a poster. And the whole reason why we are doing a poster, I'll be really quick, is that people can see there's a message in the images. There's a message in the pictures. You can use words if you want. You can, any idea that you would like to express. And if you haven't had a simple pleasure lately, that's okay. You can put that in your poster if you've had no simple pleasures. Maybe that's a really good appeal to people who will read it going, oh, this is something to look at. Like, this person hasn't had a good time. All right. So can we go to the next slide, Paramita, please? I don't know why that's gone away there. I think Miss Paramita is busy. Oh, no, there she is.
No,
okay.
I'm not busy. So, I'm just going to say something. Mina
please.
Thank you. Mina is raising her hand. Does she want to?
Oh, okay.
Mina.
I can't.
Oh, that's why you can't see. Mina Mazidi.
Yeah.
Mina, do you want to unmute? And
yes, ma'am. Hello to everyone. Thank you so much. Actually, just I want to share one of my simple pleasure about watching the film. Actually, I raised my hand after Negarin, but I don't know that for now I can share or no.
Oh, please do, because I can't access the chat. Sorry, Mina, my apologies.
No,
for
it's
some reason
okay.
I'm not. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Actually, for me, one of the film that affects a lot for me, it's the Terminal. When I watched the Terminal, I felt very emotional, but also painful and peaceful in same moment. One simple pleasure that I noticed was how Victor enjoyed small things like eating food he made himself, helping people, or listening to music. Those small and quiet moments actually made me feel warm and calm inside. I don't know that maybe you watch it or no. Sometimes I feel that. The situation of Victoria is same as us. Actually, I feel really sad for the main character because he was stuck in the airport and couldn't go home or entire the country. It made me feel how difficult it must be in a place where you don't belong. As us, actually, you know about our situation that we struggle with lots of things, and it is like that we don't have any country and we don't allow to be ourselves. So that film actually inspired me a lot, that with no one to support you, but at the same time you can feel inspired and also be patient. And I learned about patient and kind and helpful from that film. In even in a such hard situation, you can do anything. You can do at least step to change your situation. So this movie made me think about how important it is to stay strong and positive no matter what. And remind me how a small act of kindness can really help someone. um, just I want to share this because it has a simple pleasure for me about this film and effect on me about how I see my way in future. Thank you so much.
Oh, Minna, that is absolutely fantastic. That's exactly what I was asking of everybody. I'm sure that having a few people explain those simple pleasures, it's in some ways I agree with you. It's so well that you said it, that even though we're escaping, we actually are also thinking about what the real messages are, what is being taught to us, or what is being explored in the film. And your idea of it inspiring you is a simple pleasure. And yeah, that's fantastic. I really love that response. And I cannot open the chat still. So my apologies if I'm not ignoring you. For some reason, I just can't open or even expand my screen at the moment. So my
I
apologies.
can just read it for you. No problem. I'm here.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just
Thank you.
watching.
Yeah.
No
So
worries.
okay, so if we're going to like Nigaran and Mina have explained certain things create an emotion, what we might want you to do is think about how you can put that emotion into a poster. All right. So if we can go
Shall
to the
we?
next screen.
Yeah, but shall we look at this
Mhm.
poster, Miss Lily?
Oh,
What
sorry.
you
Yes.
have put.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I've got something blocking yeah, I can't see it. Okay. All right. So this is what we call a poster, everybody. So it's like a small page or page that you would write on. And on it, this person has designed just through their own artwork, a whole lot of different kinds of images, colors, and textures, and they've created lots of different kinds of what we call symbols. They're not so much words, more something that stands for something. A symbol is like, as I said before, the sign of peace we know is a symbol for peace, and the love heart is a sign for love. So in some ways, this particular person has used actually its Aboriginal artwork design and it has a story behind it. But in some ways, if it was Nigarin or Minna or anyone who wanted to talk about something that they were inspired by or a simple pleasure they got from watching something, it might be someone's idea of, it could be someone's idea of a storyline even. Can I ask somebody who is in the class? Zakia, it looks like you have your hand raised. Would you like to say something?
Hello, everyone. Hello, dear teacher and friends. Yeah, I want to say something about the artwork that we see in the slide. So,
Yes.
If I share my point of view regarding this picture, it is simply life. There is lots of struggling. It's like a river. So it find its way through different situation, and
Yes.
flower different flower in this picture shows simple pleasure that we see and we experience in the way of our life. We should enjoy, we should feel, we should experience every single of this beauty in our life. So do not focus in long-term goal to reach fastly. We should take a break and enjoy on that moment. So we can make our life beautiful, then focus on the end of our goal. If we collect and respect, being thankful from every simple pleasure that we have in our life, it make better our life and beautiful than everything. So I just see a river in this picture. It have
It's beautiful.
different how should I say, obstacle in its way. So it find its way to the heart of this struggle and to reach for the ocean. I think it's like this. It's full of opportunities, full of simple beauties in the nature. We can say in every single time we can have this opportunity, these beauties in our life to just pay attention and feel it and enjoy it. It's my idea regarding this picture. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Zakia. That is so beautiful. As you were explaining that, my eyes were following the line of the river. And I was seeing the beautiful flowers and nature and the simple pleasures. Yeah, I think and the colors are just beautiful. Does anyone else want to add? Does anyone else want to talk about this? What they see this could be as a simple pleasure? What it brings to you as a someone looking at it? Zakia explained that beautifully. Paramida's just said she loves it. Mahan, would you like to take the microphone? I can't look at the chat. If you could explain, that would be fantastic.
In the name of Allah, the appealing aspects of this picture are primarily its vibrant abstract visual designs and its representations of the ideal Fringe Festival.
Excellent. Wow, that's fantastic. Really good reading and some very sophisticated words, Mahen. And I do agree. It's very, sometimes when we have abstract art, it doesn't have to be a picture of something that is exactly what it should be. But sometimes when we use symbols or abstract art, it's more colorful, it's more appealing. Thank you so much. Well done. I really liked how you mentioned the word abstract, which means it's not real, but it represents something. Well done. That's fantastic. Okay. I think, Paramita, we might move on to the next part. Unless anyone else is in the chat, I can't see.
Yeah.
Anyone else wanted to?
No one, I don't see anyone's hand going up, but it is such a beautiful way everyone expressed that in
Oh,
and Mahen
absolutely
added,
brilliant. Mm,
yeah, and so it doesn't have to be realism. Students can feel free to use abstract ideas in their poster. So what Zakia just explained, I didn't think of this as a river, and it is now, as you said, Miss Lily, and I can see it's like a rainbow river going across and giving
yeah.
so much of hope and joy.
Mm,
So this is such a
mm,
beautiful interpretation of
mm.
simple pleasure here, Zakia and Mahen. That was
Yes.
wonderful. Thank you. And we will move on to the
Beautiful.
next one.
Thank you, Peter. Okay, so this is a lot of language here, and I have got, if you could keep scrolling up a bit, thanks, Paramedic, because I've got, for some reason, something blocking my screen. Anyway, so basically your poster, if you would like to enter it into the competition, I think Paramita said that it's quite a really good prize money. And it relates back to some of you, if you could put your hands up in the chat, how many of you were involved in the Fringe with Paramita? Yeah, $10,000 prize, Australian dollars. Every piece of art is a window into the soul. That's beautiful, Maria. So ladies, this is a great opportunity for you to think about how you feel when you might have heard a song, when you might have seen a show, when you might have, as someone said earlier, yeah, they were crying because they related to something, or they maybe have laughed because it was just a funny thing. It might have given hope, like the artwork that we just saw before. So what we need to do, if we could go, that's quite a long piece of information there, Paramita. I'd like to move on past that before we bog down in that. Yeah, so here's some other examples of winning posters. Some of them are very simple, but they show we could sit and look at them. We could look at the symbols behind them, but they're talking literally in a certain kind of a way what entertainment is to the artist here. The artist is seeing it as almost like food, as something that's a form of escape. Yeah, so they're just examples. If we just keep moving on again to the next examples, please, Paramita. Yep. There's some more examples. As you can see, some people have used their own ideas of the senses, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, sound, all of those being made alive by reading a book, watching a film, looking at poetry, reading poetry, sorry, or looking at artwork. And the one on the right here where the cursor is, this one here, I don't know if you can see my cursor, there's all the aspects of music and how music can give us a simple pleasure. So have a think about, first of all, if we go to the next slide, because we're at 7:20 already here. In your life, have a think about this, because everyone's going to have to participate here. I want you to think, what has been a memorable, something you've never forgotten, or a simple pleasure that you might have experienced when going to see something or being entertained? Was it that you may have seen a beautiful costume or a sparkling, beautiful light, or maybe a small tear in your eye if the show was sad? Or was it the music that helped your mind sail away? It was a simple pleasure that you could escape. And did you leave or feel happier? Did the laughter help you escape? Or did the sadness, like someone said before, make you reflect? Or did you find that you were so involved that for one small amount of time your mind was taken away and you escaped when you were watching that film or reading that book? You had that chance, a simple pleasure to escape. So how would you show that in an image? How would you show that in your artwork? Have a think about that, everybody. So some people have already said to me when they shed a tear. Some people have said to me what they think they might see in a painting. But it's very personal. And there's 26 of you here today. So welcome, everybody. I want you to think, when you've been able to have that escape as a simple pleasure, how could you show me that in an image on a poster like you've just seen? All right, so I think we're going to the next slide. We're going to have a little break, and I want you to share ideas in the chat of what your simple pleasure was, please. So I'm going to give you 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm going to try and be able to access this chat parameter. But I want you to write one simple pleasure. Everybody has to write one simple pleasure in the chat, please, so that I know that you might be able to put that simple pleasure into a picture that will become your poster.
And also, I noticed something when I was doing the research and looking at this, that not on the posters that was made before 2000, but after 2000, I think, each poster has a title. Did you notice that? It's not only the visual, but also
it's the text.
Title, the text, yes, that goes with it. So that is also something students can
think of.
consider. Yeah. So that's okay.
Yep.
Please, I'll be quiet so that students can
No, thank you.
they think.
Thank you, Nigarin. That's fantastic. Come on, everybody, if you could, that's really good. Especially when it's delicious. That's great. If anyone else would like to write in the chat, I'll give you a couple of minutes to think about it. While that's happening, if we could just go to the next screen parameter, that might help people that are ready for that already. Okay, so here's some steps. All right, so I've asked you to write down one simple pleasure. So Nigarin has said that she loves to help everyone, especially when it's delicious. I think I kind of agree with that. So make a list, your own private list, just for you, on 5 simple pleasures. If you can't do 5, just do 2. And then the second step is that you need to think of how that pleasure can be turned into a picture or a title, as Paramita said, on a poster. I hope I'm making sense. Does anyone have any questions? Samaya, thank you. Drinking a cup of tea in silence. That's beautiful. Yeah, that's that. I think that can be easily put into a poster, but maybe Samaya, you might need to think of your title. I help others. Paramita, you may need to help me with this chat, please. Sorry to bother you.
No, not at all. Suraya has
It's
said,
not my chat.
no, that's fine. Suraya has said that I help others when they have no money. So, Suraya, that is beautiful what you have just written. Now, think about it, how you're going to show it in your poster, how you're going to show it visually. What gives you that simple pleasure? Like Somaya has said, drinking a cup of tea in silence. That is also beautiful. But while you're writing this, think about how you're going to share it visually. And Miss Lily Nasima has written, this picture is attractive because it has many bright, just a second, there's lots coming. This picture is attractive because it has many bright colors and an abstract pattern. It shows Australian Aboriginal art. It is used to promote the Adelaide Fringe Festival in a creative way. Yes, but you have to share some of your ideas, Nasima. Mahen said, actually enjoying a warm beverage on a cold day. That is also a beautiful idea, Mahen. Eliha has said, well, there are so many pressures in my life that I'm so thankful thankful for them. But one simple pleasure for me is that I can remember my own memories through movies, songs, and other people's action. It might be odd, but it really strengthened my soul when I'm tired. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's fantastic. I think, I think everybody that's getting the idea of this, it doesn't have to be one image. It doesn't have to be one picture. It can be a whole lot of a collage of different pictures that show you a feeling of a simple pleasure. Looking at beautiful pictures is a simple pleasure. Okay. Service for humanity. Well done. I think everybody's making an excellent sunsets. Oh, so do I. I've been, my simple pleasure, Nahid, has been watching eagles fly over my house in the last 3 days. I've been running around like a mad woman with my camera trying to capture them. But I understand that's my simple pleasure. So yes, sunsets and nature are very simple, beautiful pleasures. Thank you, Nahid.
And Suraya has shared a picture, Miss Lily. Can you see it?
No, I can't.
Okay.
I don't know what's happened. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
I'll just try
something's
to
happened.
share it. This is a beautiful image. I'll just see if I can share it. We'll see. Mina has written something for me. Some of simpler pleasures are like below, helping others, doing my task correctly and on time. Okay. So Tamkin says that enjoy to play and it really makes me feel happy. Shukriya has written a great pleasure is my dad who appreciates me. Oh, Shukriya, this is so beautiful. Gulsum has said,
They're all
yeah, go ahead.
so positive. They're all so positive, and we can be positive when we start to think, well, what is it that makes me feel good, or what is it that gives me an emotion that can lift me up? And I think that's the whole purpose of this lesson today. And if we can put that into a poster, that's okay. If we can't, at least we've thought about it. But yeah, it would be so nice to see the posters, and then Paramita and I can check them out in the next few days. It'd be great. I think Mina has said simple pleasures are. Have you already read that one, Paramita?
Minas, okay. I don't know. There are lots coming at the same time. Humaira, listening to your favorite song and feeling happy, like the music is hugging your heart. Yeah,
Oh.
Medya has written the artwork is very eye-catching. And yeah, Mina, I don't see Minas. I don't know why I can't see Minas. Mehen.
There's lots of people coming in and out, and I don't know if I've got yeah, I think something's happened to my screen. I'm so sorry, everybody. I can't read out. Watching the stars at night from Lena, I can see that. That's beautiful. Yes, we've had some beautiful stars lately. I love the nature too much. Thank you, Zakia. That's beautiful. I can't read the rest of that message. It's so frustrating. Sorry, ladies.
Oh, I found
If we
Minas.
could,
I found Minas.
oh.
Mina has written, oh my goodness. Here, Mina has written, for me, some of simple pleasures are helping others, doing my task correctly. I think I've read it. Yeah, and on time and seeing the sunrise, walking on the beach. Oh, beautiful. As Miss Lily just said, you don't have to pick one. You can make a collage. And I can see that it is going to be such a beautiful poster walking on the beach and watching the sunset. Oh, that's beautiful, Mina. Thank you.
Yeah, I think everybody's got the idea
Oh,
of celebrating something that gives you pleasure, something that makes you positive, something that gives you uh, just some time for you, some escape time, some special time where you just explore being creative as best you can. I think the next step 3, so one was to make a list of the simple pleasures that you've all been putting in the chat. That's brilliant. They're fantastic. The next 2 is to think about how that can be presented as an image in a poster. So what I suggest you do is you have a little gallery and collect all your images and that express your ideas or your simple pleasures. Create that gallery, even if you just put it onto a Word document, and you might even incorporate or add some of your artworks. These ones here I've just used off I think Canva it was very quick presentation. I didn't want to bore everybody too much, but yeah, you might have taken photographs. So you can include those, your own photographs, or even as the artwork we saw, you might just sit down and do a beautiful freehand drawing that you can upload as your poster. But as Paramita said, when you do that, everybody, please think about your title or some kind of language that communicates what it gives someone who's looking at it a good idea of what you're communicating. Yeah. So yeah, if the ocean gives you pleasure, you just write down the word the ocean. Yeah, or one word might be just enough that you can incorporate that flows through your picture. Okay, if we go to the next slide, please, Paramita. All right, so we've got all of our ideas of what our simple pleasures are, the step 1. We've got a little list, or maybe we've just got one thing. We've maybe collected some pictures or some images, or we've done some artwork. Now, we're not just going to plonk it on a page. We're not just going to throw it on a page. You need to think about, this is the beautiful creative part that will take you away and maybe give you a moment of pleasure just to be creative. Think of the colors that you're using. Think of where you're going to position your pictures. Think of the emotions that you're trying to express. Like we all agreed that some of the posters that we looked at earlier sent a message or communicated an emotion. If you're going to use writing or language, make sure you think of your font size or your font style. Think about how big your image might be that you might be putting on your page. If it's your own artwork, if you can enhance it, and where you put all your things on your page. I think those things are the best part. They're like the icing on the cake. They're the moment where you've gathered all your bits and pieces and you're then just being creative and placing things so that it looks easy for someone to understand what your simple pleasure is. So when you come back to the YouTube, this creative choices slide is important because you need to think about placement and what your audience is going to go, oh, okay, so that particular person thinks that having a cup of tea in the peace and quiet is a simple pleasure. It's obvious. I can see this from the images they've chosen or maybe the text they've written on the page. Does everyone understand that? I hope that you do. So it's up to you. We've got probably a few more minutes to go. If we go to the next slide, I think there might have been no, I think that was it. I gave everybody a chance just to be able to share on the slides some images maybe that in the chat, sorry, some images that we maybe might be able to guess what the simple pleasure is, but that would be pretty hard. Okay. So
Lily, can I interrupt for a second, please?
oh yeah, please do. Yeah.
I would like, thank you so much. I would like someone to volunteer to write down the list of students who are present today, please. Would anyone like to volunteer so that you can just write the list of students, student names? Thank you. Okay. Yes, Miss Lily, over to you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So normally we would probably give everybody a chance now, and it's very hard for me to see it in the chat, and I have to keep bothering Paramita. But if you could write down in the chat, or you might have even copied a picture, or you might have started thinking about even a title. It would be good if we could scroll back to that examples of the posters. That would be really good because I can talk about the creative choices maybe that the artists used.
Do you mean this one?
Okay, if we, yeah. So, as Paramita said, some of them haven't got titles. This one, I can't
I think
read
the
that.
title was there in their website. I can put the web address here. They have,
Yes, I didn't.
yeah, probably some.
So yeah, Miss Paramita will put in the chat. That's fantastic. If you could put in the chat the actual website, and you can look at all the competition requirements. You can have a look at other examples. I've only got a few examples in PowerPoint, but yeah, it's a really good opportunity for you to look at how other artists have shown when they've been in the theatre or been part of the Fringe, some of the simple pleasures. And you can see in one of the pictures that I've put on the PowerPoint that some people haven't used just one image, they've used a whole lot of different images. Yeah. So, okay. That's have you got the address, Paramita? I can't even put it
Just
in the
trying
chat.
to
Sorry.
find it.
Yeah. I haven't got, for some reason, I don't know what's happened. Maybe
Yeah,
there.
I have the poster history. So this
Yeah.
page will give you the previous years.
Yeah.
Mm,
Examples.
yeah. So that's really good. If you want, I can just open the page and you can see it.
Yep, I'd be more familiar with that. Yep. Here we go. Yep. So this is
Not
yeah,
this
this is
one,
someone even
not this one.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here, okay. Now I'll share again. Just sorry about this here.
Oh, no, I wish I could do that. I just can't
No,
do it
that's okay.
myself. So I'm
That's all right.
very grateful for your help.
Yeah, I can share it now. Here. This is the website, girls. I've put it in the chat. And here, you see, now the good thing about this competition is they're inviting entries from around the globe. And not only this, it is this is the brilliant thing that they're accepting entries from all over the world, but it doesn't cost you anything to enter this competition because most of the
No.
competitions will have entry fees. There is no entry fee for this competition. And one lucky winner is going to get 10,000 Australian dollars. So here, Miss Lily, can you see it? It said you can
Yeah, I can.
order past Adelaide Fringe posters in either A2 or A3.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can
So
see
an
it.
A2 is a normal, yeah. Or A3, yeah.
Yeah.
A2 is like a normal size page. A3 is like a larger. But I think if you're going to send it digitally, it's probably better A2.
And here you see underneath these the three posters we have, each one has a title. Are we nearly there yet? This one says Arts Unlimited. See, and I'm sure there are more with Whimsical World.
Yeah.
This one is called Whimsical World, the one you shared today.
Yeah. A whimsical world. My eye was drawn straight to that. But they're very colorful, ladies. If you have a look, they're colorful. The way the artist has designed them. It's also symbolic of arts and theatre as being creative, a personal expression. So there's no right or wrong here, is there, Paramita?
No, absolutely
No.
not. There is no
Yeah.
right or wrong. And
Yeah.
first time,
Abs-
really, there is a little story. I didn't know about this poster competition. I was traveling in a train, I think, and one lady I met, an artist I met in Europe, and she told me that every year she sends a poster to this competition. And I was quite surprised because I had no idea about this poster competition. And she told me
Yeah.
at your city, they accept entries from around the globe. I felt so happy hearing that. So that's how I found out about this competition.
I did not know about it either until you told me. Oh, dear.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
there
it
you go.
goes in the arts community because this is an exciting project for all artists. So, girls, if you're thinking of making one, try to get started ASAP. Lots of people will be sending entries from around the globe, and Miss Lily and I would love it if one of you get the prize or you're chosen for this, yeah.
It's a nice reward for being creative and thinking about something so simple as your own simple pleasure. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, so the link
Yeah.
is here. Have a look. And as someone said, I think Miss Lily said, and someone in the chat said, they're all very colorful. You see,
Mm,
isn't
mm.
it? Eye-catching,
Yeah.
colorful. Look at this one, this particular one. They have Adelaide fringe, in a different way, not going horizontally but diagonally. It's eye-catching, and the characters and the color. Yeah, Miss Lily, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I think also mentioning color and the way, as I said to you earlier, where you put things on the page is also an art form. Like to have the balance of an image. Sometimes color is also symbolic of certain kinds of feelings and emotions. So think about that. So yeah, we'd like to think of certain colors having a meaning that's universal. Like we associate red with love or blood, or we associate white with purity. And the darker colors may be darker, um, more ominous emotions and feelings that are symbolized with color. And if you can see just even the top part of the subheading, I don't know if you can see where my cursor is, where I'm holding the cursor. Yeah, Parameter's got it there too. That's someone's own freehand artwork, and that's been used as a background for a subheading, which is a really interesting idea, rather than just using, your usual PowerPoint or Canva, which we tend to do because it's easy. I think sometimes when we're creative, it's an expression of our feelings, and nobody can take that away from you. That's you own that, and it's something that's very personal to you. So yeah, I think at this stage we're pretty much done, Parameter. I'm happy to wind up here. Has anyone
Yeah.
got any questions?
Yeah, but one question is here because Nasim Bahar is not very clear about this. Nasim Bahar and rest of you, remember you still have time to send your poster, or don't have to register. Just use your creativity to make the poster. Don't rush, because
No.
you make several drafts before you do the final one. Get feedback from your friends, from your teachers. Do not rush, please. Miss Lily, would you like to say a bit about this?
Yes. Yeah. Like anything, when we're being creative or expressing certain things that we feel, it's like writing a poem, writing an essay, writing a story. The things that you've been doing in lessons all the time. It takes practice to keep going until you get it just how you want it. And sometimes when you're doing artwork, I must say, well, I often go through this, is that you do it and you go, oh my gosh, I ruined that. I'm going to have to start again. So yeah, it's not just the first off. And sometimes the first piece of writing, or not so much writing, maybe artworks, they work really well. But I totally agree with Paramedes. Just take your time. It might take a while for you to think about how do I show my simple pleasure that I have identified or I understand. How do I to show that in a picture, that might take a week. So if you want to show a sunset, you might want to draw that. A simple pleasure like a cup of tea or a warm drink or helping someone, you might want to think about how you're going to present that. And that is a first part of the whole process. And it's the best part because it takes your mind off into a creative mode. And that's what we want you to do that. We want you to enjoy being creative because you need to escape from every day for 10, 15 minutes and be creative. It's good for your brain. It's good for your heart. It's good for your soul. So this might take over a week. There's no rush. But I would so dearly love to see people's ideas as they progress. And you could even put them into the WhatsApp and ask everybody, ask your peers, ask people on the WhatsApp group for feedback. And when people give feedback, be mindful that it's someone's very personal work. So yeah, just be considerate and empathetic. I think that makes a lot of sense. Okay, over to you, Paramita. I think that might explain that it isn't a rush. Let's do this in a couple of weeks. There's no real rush. And
Yeah, I think
Paramita and I will revisit, and I'm sure she'll tell you when we can share.
yeah, at least it is due date is, I think it says somewhere the due date in August, sometime in August. So you have some time. I'll check and let you know in our WhatsApp group when it is due. But take your time, because creative work, when you return it after a day or two, you will come up with more ideas and you can add those things in your original idea. So it keeps evolving. And, artists are never happy with their work. They continue.
So
Yeah.
so true.
And
Yeah. No, I totally agree. It takes a long time. Sometimes, more than ever, it does take a while to be creative.
And
But
go ahead. Sorry.
No. I think going back and reading through the steps that I've given you, if you're a bit lost, that will help you as well. So first of all, you've got to be really connected to what your simple pleasure is, or pleasures. It doesn't have to be one, it can be a few, it can be 5, I don't care. But the steps are all there. Yeah. As if you've got a lot of simple pleasures, you're lucky.
So true. So good luck, girls. You have plenty to
good
think
luck,
about.
everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for attending. I'm not sure if